Welcome back to The Mindful Spoon, the place where you heal your gut and you feed your soul, and today's talk is going to be very different. I feel like part of this series is me wanting to share my past experiences with you all so that you kind of learn from my mistakes and you get to see different experiences and different journeys that people go through when it comes to their health journeys. And I've been through a couple of health journeys, let me tell you. So today's video is all about how fad diets actually just completely destroyed my health. They completely destroyed my gut for a while, and I'm still in the process of recovering after years of trying different things and going back and forth. I'm going to be showing you 10 things that have been happening or that happened to me when I was going through fad diets. And I also want to share with you how you can spot a fad diet just in case you are ever in the situation where you are really agreeing with a theory or an idea and you really want to get into it and want to see if it really is a sustainable thing or not. So let's get started. I'm very passionate about this subject because for the longest, for the past maybe like 3 years, I've been very adamant about diet and about nutrition, and a lot of times not in the very best ways, and I've been advising people of the wrong thing, especially people close to me, of the wrong thing to do. And I feel like there's a lot of guilt that comes with that because you are trying your best to help that person or to help other people, you thinking that you're doing the right thing yourself, when in reality sometimes we're just misinformed, and that is completely okay and that's completely valid, because when we're starting our health journey and our fitness journeys, it's completely hard to know everything and to just realize everything, really. I also want to put out there that if this is a triggering point for you, if this is something that you really just don't really like to hear or that is kind of triggering for you, please make sure to click off this video. I do not want in any way to harm anyone with this video. I just want to share my experience. And there's going to be a new video on Saturday, so don't worry about that. The first thing that happened when I started trying out fad diets is it was causing a lot of vitamin deficiencies and nutritional deficiencies in me. A lot of times there's like general diets, like for example the vegan diet, and there are sub-fad diets underneath that. So like high carb, low fat, and high fat, low carb, raw food diets, and there's a lot of subcategories in different diets that can be considered fad diets. For me, one of the things that I started noticing was I had some type of natural like nutritional deficiency within my skin. Our skin obviously is our biggest organ, so when we're able to detect certain things that are going on in our skin, that's when we realize that there is something wrong going on inside. Perhaps the gut, perhaps another bodily function down there. For me, I realized that following certain fad diets really affected the way that my skin started looking. It was pretty much rosacea, but to like an extreme level some months, where I just felt very unconfident with myself. Number two is I became sort of infatuated with the idea of what the fad diet was and what it contained. I also became very obsessed with the idea that this was gonna work and that this was the one and this was gonna make the difference in my body. This was really gonna, change everything, and it wasn't anything like the others. It really messed with my mental health because it kind of promised a lot of quick fix type of things, and I really got used to that instant gratification. Going on with the whole mental health thing, I really do think that it impacted it very greatly when it came to me comparing myself to other people who had better results than I did, who were also following the fad diet. Number three, this is a big one. I feel like it really made me restrict a lot of the foods that are really healthy overall for you to eat, and it made me restrict certain combinations of foods, and it made me think that eating certain foods, like eating high carb and eating potatoes, were gonna make me bloat and were gonna make me huge, when in reality that's just another source, it's just another vitamin source and nutrient source that my body needed. Number four is I feel like I started believing influencers and people who had gone through these fad diets and succeeded through these fad diets more than actual doctors and the actual general practice of nutrition. And a lot of times I feel like it wasn't until the end of these fad diets, of me finishing or just kind of being over them, that I realized that a lot of these fad diets were really just trying to sell a product or trying to sell an image to you, or to me really. It really was all to sell something and not really for the actual good of the world, and not really to help other people with their health. Number five I feel like it kind of encouraged me, and fad diets sort of promoted following these very harsh workout programs along with trying these products that were supposed to, like with the combination of the product and the workout, they're gonna make this miracle thing happen. And really a lot of these are just not sustainable. That is the biggest thing with fad diets. Are they sustainable? Can you actually sustain that way of eating? And I feel like a lot of people force themselves to continue that way of eating when in reality they don't enjoy it. And I feel like a big part of nutrition is you enjoying your food and you actually getting a lot of the nutrition aspects from it. Number 6 is I feel like a lot of fad diets also kind of made me jump into this knowledge of what it was. I feel like a lot of times it was just like, it worked for me, so it's gonna work for you, you know what I mean? So it wasn't anything that was informing me about what's gonna help my body or informing me about the benefits of certain things. It was really just kind of like a facade of like, you eat this, you'll look like this. You do this, you'll look like this. Stuff like that, where it was like very vague. It wasn't a lot of information, and it kind of just fell for that idea that just, hey, it worked for this person, it's gonna work for me too, you know, like keeping that hope up. Number 7 was, some of them actually did mention if you tried out these fad diets, you wouldn't have to exercise or you wouldn't have to have any movement throughout your day and you'd be completely fine. When I feel like in reality, exercise and just moving your body can get a lot of mental clearness in your head and can make your body feel a lot better, especially with digestion. When you're moving around a lot and you're standing, I feel like a lot of times our society creates that like dreading exercise type of thing, when exercise can come in all forms. Exercise can come in biking, and it can come in stretching and stuff like that, and walking. It does not mean that you have to lift like 200-pound weights every single day in order to consider that exercise. Number 8 is I feel like the communities of these fad diets were very strenuous in the sense that a lot of them just kind of supported you if you supported the fad diet, but they kind of pushed you away if you didn't support it. And that comes with a lot of communities that are created. They're not very inclusive, even when the person who is going through the health journey is kind of like having some problems or just stops doing the fad diet for a certain reason, for a certain health reason. And I really think that I could have spent more time healing myself spiritually and letting go of the idea that I need to look a certain way. I feel like fad diets made me very judgmental towards other people. I kind of became one of those little minions like the communities do, where it's like I was mad at other people and judging other people if they weren't doing what I was doing, and I was being very not accepting of what other people's situations were like. Those are all the ways that fad diets affected me, but I also want to mention how you can spot fad diet, and this information is brought to you by the clevelandclinic.org. Number 1 is they promise a quick fix. Number 2 is that the claims are just too good to be true. Number 3 is simplistic conclusions drawn from very complex studies that just kind of like go over your head. Number 4 is they have these recommendations and these resources, these sources that are just coming from a single study and not from different types of studies. Number 5 is very dramatic statements and promises. Number 6 is lists of good and bad foods. That kind of goes with like the whole limiting thing. Number 7 is they pretty much recommend some type of product or book, which is pretty much what I mentioned earlier. Number 8 is they are based on results that are not peer reviewed. Number 9 is they ignore the difference of different individuals and what their body types are. Number 10 is the elimination of big food groups like fruits and carbs and protein. That's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out and watching it, and I hope you learned something. I hope that the next time you encounter something like this, you're able to evaluate it and that you're able to analyze everything that is going on and see if it's something that's sustainable for you. I really do recommend following up on just trying out more whole foods and incorporating them in your diet and in your meals, because those do have a lot of proven science-backed benefits. As always, make sure you consult a doctor if you have any problems or any issues. And thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to follow our Instagram page where we post daily affirmations every single morning, and we also make sure that we provide knowledge for you guys so that you guys are well informed. One last thing I want to show you guys, let me get it really quick. This is something new that I want to try. where we do sound bath meditations. If you haven't heard of sound baths, please look them up. They are so soothing and so liberating, and I feel like a lot of times people just need that stillness at the end of the day, and I definitely do want to create more of those for you. So please make sure you follow our Instagram page so that you don't miss these Instagram lives that we're going to be doing very, very soon. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so that you're able to know every time we post one of these videos. And thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!